Thank you so much for being here. To all my subscribers, my followers, either on here or on Instagram or TikTok or on my crochet group and my crochet page on Facebook. Thank you so much. We have reached already 5,000 people. I am so happy and excited. Thank you. And I also would like to mention for the newcomers, welcome. And I hope you're going to enjoy these patterns of mine and create them with us. Also, for the people that are interested to join my crochet group on Facebook, it's a private group. You have to have a profile in order to be a member. There's too many scammers going around in the crochet groups now, especially with the links bit or cut. Don't open them up because they are scammers. They go through your computer, your phone, and gather up all your information, steal your identity, and steal your money if you have bank accounts on there. So you have to be extremely careful with that. I also want to mention in the description box, there's the link to the video. It's about 2-minute video, how to slow down the video. If I'm too fast for you, you can slow it down. It also has the closed caption. Everything I'll be saying will be written down here. You could always pause, take notes, and continue the procedure by there. If your stitch is too tight, use a hook one size bigger. If it's too loose, use a hook one size smaller. And I also would like to mention, please give a thumbs up on the video, make your comments, share it on your Facebook public, have other people to recognize the channel. It's very important, especially when you're giving those thumbs up. This is how YouTube circulates the video quite often, and it helps us creators. Also, below the video, there's a $sign. You can donate to the creator, like myself. And this helps us, to continue on with production with threads and hooks when we need them. And this is how we can afford sometimes to buy it. In my case, I haven't had any help at all. So I've been, just doing everything out of my own, which is okay. I want to thank you if you want to donate to myself. Now, if you do donate to myself by clicking the little $sign below, I intend to take that money and go towards thread or hooks to the women in need desperately for thread that cannot afford. So I ask of you to please help out. Give whatever you can. And if you have extra yarn or thread, please contact me through my emails right below or through Facebook message, my Instagram. You can message me there. Everything will be listed below. We need to help these women out, and I cannot do it alone. I need your help to do it together. So I'd really appreciate, and I'm sure they too, if you see some of the comments on the videos before, you will see the desperate needs that they are to create. It's kind of sad to be looking at videos and want to create something and get their mind busy, and they can't because they have no thread for it. So please be generous. Please help out. Give a helping hand. Let's do this together for the women in need. I'll never get tired of asking for your help. Please do. I also want to thank one of the subscribers here. She's also in my group presently right now and follows me on my page on Facebook also and also on Instagram. Maggie, thank you so much for the donation of your thread to Charmaine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Bless your heart for doing that. So people, you can do the same thing. I gave her the information of the woman. She sent her thread out to her in Jamaica. So please do, okay? I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Always look ahead of the video before you create any pieces. Some mistakes or a change of plan can happen and we can correct, or I change my mind at the last minute. So it's always best to always look ahead before you do the next stitch. Very important. You will also need scissors, a small one to tuck in loose ends. And of course, your hook, size big or size smaller, it doesn't matter. When your chain or your stitch is too tight, extremely tight, even if I call out chain 1 or for separation for space, chain 2, you could always do an extra chain 3. It doesn't change anything on the pattern. If it's too loose, then cut down the chain. If I call 2 chain, then do only 1 because your stitch is too loose. Okay, so we're going to get started. Thank you so much again, everybody. And I hope you're going to enjoy these tutorials. Thank you so much, okay? Oh, and not to forget, and if you don't want to donate through the little $ below the video, which is fine, I have my PayPal account below in the description box. You can donate me to me directly through there so I can buy the thread and ship it out to these women. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's get started. Okay, also would like to mention, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It's free of charge. You don't get charged for any of that by just clicking subscription. And right when you click subscription, we'll have a little symbol of a bell. You need to click on there to get notified of my new uploads. Very simple as that. It costs you nothing, and it helps us creators to continue on to be recognized by YouTube. Okay, everyone. So I decided to create a doily to match the vintage table runner. For most of you that follow me saw the last post I just did with the vintage table runner, the same colors and the same designs. So I created a doily for it. This is perfect sets, or to create sets for people that are selling the patterns and making a few bucks out of it. This is perfect. You can make different sizes by increasing here on the center, or just a normal placemat size. This is perfect. Basically, general size of a plate, not less. It's huge plates, but then if you're having orders, then your customer would tell you that their plates are the big ones. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. I also find very interesting, I've been looking for a while for name tags to put on my patterns, and here on the island there's absolutely none. No imprinted stores to print them out, or to have them stamped on little labels, things like that. So by my luck, I went to my thread store yesterday, and what do I come across? I came across this beautiful little bag of wood Legos. And I said, oh, that's just wonderful. It's exactly the perfect size I'm looking for, and this might just work for me. And believe it or not, it was €1. Well, here it is. €1.45 for all of these. And there's quite a bit of them. And I saw some of these tags online, and they're not given. They're like 50 to 70 to 100 and something dollars to order, and they're only like 10. Are you kidding me? There's no way I would spend that kind of money. So the sad part about it is you have to handwrite it, because I have no stamps. There is no stamps here on the island to stamp it, so it's kind of lousy handwritten, but it's better than nothing. It's a little souvenir of my part, right, of the maker. So what I did, because it's wood, very soft wood, by the way, and I did use a pen to write, made by Maggie Lopez, little hearts and little X's, with love, of course. And since I'm a nail tech and I use a lot of nail polish and gels and things like that, so I put a little bit of gel over it so the ink wouldn't come out, and I cured it under my gel lamp. So I think that was a pretty good idea. And if the person doesn't want it, I left a little bit of the string back here. They could always cut it off and take it off. But little souvenir. I think for the people that are selling, if you can find them in your area, would be perfect. Makes them more professional when you're wrapping it up and putting into the box to ship it out or to hand it out to your customers. I think it looks more lovely. This placemat, let me just get my .35 centimeters. So it's just perfect and makes it lovely. Now you can create like 4 sets of 4, 6, depending upon your customer, what they order, or if you're just going into wherever area that many people go and sell them. Make sets of 4. They will sell like this with the table runner. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. So these are 4-ply, 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal Brands. hook size 3 I'm using, small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. Okay, and it doesn't take much thread. It's very economic to make this table runner and doily. With 100 grams, you can do pretty much two big doily medium and most probably 2 or 3, well, 3 maybe, doilies with it, well, with some thread. Some I have a little bit more because some are used more and some are used less. So whatever you have more, you can get of the one that you're running out, let's say example, and just get an extra cone of whatever colors you're using. If you're using this much colors, if not, you can use only 2 colors, base color, and then, you know, the favorite color that your customer wants or whatever you're creating to sell. Make sure that you bring out those beautiful colors in for sales. That's what sell. If it's just white and cream all in one color, it's too plain. You got to bring those colors out either with the reds or with the pinks or the fuchsias, the blue, the navy blue, the aqua blue, the greens, the orange, especially now that it's summer. These colors will bring a lot of attention, the yellows and so on. Okay. So the first thing you want to do, I'm using the plum color. You want to do your magic circle. For the people that still have a hard time, do a 6 chain. That will work. And inside of here, I'm going to create 12 double crochets. So my first one would be 3 chain. Inside of the same space, 11 more double crochet. With the 3 chain, makes 12 double crochet. This is row 1. I'll meet you at the end. Coming to the end, pull on your magic circle, come into the 3rd chain, and make sure you grab the 2 loops, or else it's going to be 2 loops in 1 loop only. Okay, so we've closed in. We're going 1, 2, 3 for double crochet, and 2 more for turning, so for space. Okay, we're going, nope, made a mistake, sorry. That's the next round. So always look ahead of the video for sure. Okay, so 3 double crochet into, let me just check here, what did I do, because I seem to forget. Okay, so 1 on top of the double crochet, 1 in between the double crochet, and then again on top of the double crochet. One in between the double crochet, and 1 on top of the double crochet. This is row 2. Just like that. I'll meet you at the end. Coming into the 3rd chain, grab both loops and closing it, and you're going to have a nice tight close. You can't almost see the marks on it. Let's see if I can pull you up a little more. Okay, chain 5 now. I guess I was in a hurry to do the chain 5, wasn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 for double crochet and 2 for space. Skip 1 into the next one. Okay, so it's supposed to be, I believe, chain 3 and not 2. 2, 3. It doesn't matter. We did 2 on the first one. It doesn't change anything, but now we need to do chain 3, okay? I create these pieces and then I forget what I did, right? Because I create them as I go. I'm not concentrating or counting stitch. I'm just doing it, and whatever comes out, comes out. So 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. Skip a space into the next one. And that's part of creating your own thing, is you don't design it, you don't write it down on a paper. You just create, you go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you have to take it down, redo it again. Okay, so 3 double crochet, skip a space into the next one, double crochet. 3 chains, sorry, not 3 double crochet, skip a space. I don't know what's going on with me today, right? Probably overtired, I guess. Okay, so go up. So if you want to start right from the beginning, you can already do chain 5, if chain 6 if you'd like. I left it at 5 because I can just pull through at the end. Then skip a space, double crochet, chain 3, skip a space, double crochet, chain 3, and so on until the end. Okay, so you're supposed to have 12 double crochets, 1 space separation. Now if you get to the end like I did, and I did not have 1 chain to skip for whatever reason, sometimes it just works like that. I just skipped mine here and went right after to make sure I have my 12. That doesn't change anything on the pattern. So chain 3, coming inside of the space, I'm going to create 3 double crochets inside of the space, 2, 3, and 1 on top of the double crochet, and then repeat again the same thing. 3 double crochets and 1 on top of the double crochet, and then we're cutting our thread after this if you're changing colors. Okay, so row 4. Okay everyone, so I'm gonna come in with my white, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of string so I can hide it so it doesn't come apart, especially when the person washes it or yourself. So grabbing back loops only. This row would be only of singles. Grabbing back loops only. So back loop, single, 1 per space, and it gives it that nice little effect on the pattern and brings all the colors in together. And I'll show you at the end the doily with the table runner. Actually, the 2 table runners, the big and the medium, so you can see what it looks like. It will look stunning. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around. So this is row 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so coming into the first single we did, right in between it, we're going to slip stitch. I'm just going to walk over one more with the slip stitch right in the center, right over, just so it doesn't become too loose step. Gonna pull my string back here in between loops, 1 loop, of course, not both, in the center here, because then the next row will hide this thread and nothing comes apart. Okay, cut your little excess off. Now sometimes it will have the tendency to turn a bit, as you see, but no stress. As we go and fill in the other rows, it becomes flatter. And then at the end, I forgot to mention, this is how I block it. I use laundry softener in this plastic little bottle, just any kind of laundry softener. I lay out my pattern. I spray it well all over the place. I stretch it well with my hands and back and front to block. Stretch both sides, leave it flat, nice and stretch in a flat area, and let it dry on its own. And it's like perfectly, almost like it was pressed, ironed, exactly like I did to that one. That one's already blocked and nice and straight. Okay, so on to row 6. I'm coming in with my lavender, leaving a little bit of string, as you see. And I'm going to grab back loops only again. So I'm coming in, any one for that matter, it doesn't matter which one. Try to hide your thread at the same time. So single and 2 chain. Inside of the same space here, we're going to do another double crochet, 2 chain for space. Inside of the same space again, we're going to do again a group of 2 double crochet, all in the same space. So this is what it looks like. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet. We are going to skip 1, 2. On your third one, we're going to create the groups again of 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. And again, 1, 2. On your third one, create your groups again. Just like that. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we pretty much finished doing row 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Going into row 7. You're supposed to have 16 groups of 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. So you're supposed to have 16 of them in order for your pattern to come out okay. I'm going to do the walk, I call it the walk, to the middle of my groups. Single, 2 chain. And I'm going to create groups of 2 now, 1 chain space, and coming in between the groups, 2 double crochet, 1 chain, coming into the center, and this row 7 will be the same way all the way around, and the next row will be exactly the same thing. So rows 7 and 8 are exactly the same, just doing double crochet inside of the spaces with 1 chain space. If your stitch is too tight, do 2 chain space. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 8 because 7 and 8 is exactly the same way. Okay, so I finished row 8. As you can see, row 8 is exactly the same thing as row 7. Now we're going to go into the center of the space here, and this time we're doing 3 double crochets per space. So single, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So we have 3, 1 chain, 3 double crochet inside of the space, 1 chain, and again. So row 9, very simple, 1 chain space, 3 double crochet per space. Maybe it's best to get my old towel here for the coloring because sometimes it will tend to whiten out. I think that is much better for you guys to see. 3, 1 chain, 3, 1 chain. And we're going to do that all the way around and then cut our thread and proceed with the white. Okay, everyone, going into row 10, very simple. It's just going to be double crochet over double crochet, and where we have the 1 chain, we are doing 1 double crochet. So simple as that. Grab anywhere. I'm grabbing back loops only again, just to get that effect. Single, 2 chain, double crochet, next space, double crochet inside of the 1 chain in the middle, You can go over if you like, but it's not going to give that perfect effect like we're trying to achieve here. And then on the double crochet, trying to hide my thread here at the same time. And again, inside of the space of one chain, double crochet, and repeat the same thing all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 11. We're going to do the poof lying down. So we're going to take any one of these, grabbing the back loop. Now, when I grab the back loop, I like to grab the 2 chains back here so it doesn't stretch too much of the thread as we're doing the poof. So 1 single, and give it a good little loosage there. And just bring it up a little bit. And in here we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to skip a space and into the next one, into the back loops only. Grab those 2 chains, and we're going to pull it out at once. Chain 2. Where we skipped that 1 chain, we're going to come and work in it and do those 4 loops again. 2, 3, and 4. Turn once on your hook, skip 1, and into the next one. Want to grab the 2 in the middle here so it doesn't stretch the thread, and pull it out at once. Chain 2. Come back where we skipped that 1 that's skipped, and again grab those 2 loops there in the center and do 2, 3, and 4. Turn once on your hook, skip 1, into the next one. Give it a stretch so they can all have the same length. You don't want, some to be longer than others, so you have to keep the same consistency. So into the back one that we skipped, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, into the next one. Give it a stretch and pull out at once. 2 chain. We're going to repeat this all the way around. Let me just move this and do at least another once or twice to make sure that you're catching that properly, because sometimes the coloring on the camera is not good. Okay, back loop, stretch 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn once, skip a space into the next one, and grab those 2 loops there as you see, and then pull through. Chain 2, and again come back to the loop that we skipped. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Skip a space and into the next one, and pull them all out at once. I'm going to do this all the way around. I'll meet you here at the end to let you know how we're going to close in. Okay, everyone, so I'm pretty much at the end. I have my 4 on my hook. I did my turn. I'm coming in. So we're going to skip that one, and I'm going to come in where I have the first poof. In 1 stitch only, because we need to close it firm so there's no gap, and we're not doing 2 chain, we're only doing 1, and it becomes a perfect finish. I'm going to cut my thread, and I'm going to go into the white. Okay, going into row 12, grab any space between the poofs here, and I will try to hide my thread at the same time. Inside of the space we're going to be doing single 2 chain, and we're going to do groups of 2 double crochet. Okay, into the next space, no chain separation, just directly 2 double crochet, next space, in between the poofs, 2 double crochet, and again, let me just check something here, because I think the next row, I think I was missing 2 or 3 double crochets to have the right amount. So I'm just going to check now, and if we need to add, we'll add on here now. Hold on a second. Okay, so I believe I was missing 2 to have the right amount. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put an extra one in here. I'm only going to add twice. Then I'll work my way around it. So I'll put like 3 on this one, and then do a few more with 2 only. This is just to see if I can get the right amount on the next round. And just do a couple more, and then add. Just give it some space. We don't want it to be too visible. So we'll just do a few 2 per space. So we know it's 2 per space. Don't mind me if I'm going fast, because it's just a repeat 2 per space. Okay, I'm going to add another one here. So I've added twice, 3 and 3, just so I can have more or less the right amount. Even if I'm missing still one, I can work around it. Okay, so continue to do your 2 double crochets, just not twice anywhere, not close to one another, just here and there, or even halfway. Okay. Okay, everyone. So I didn't close it off. If we want to make absolutely sure that we have the right amount to stitch in, then you can do this. I can always work around because I have the experience for it. But for some of you that are beginners that don't have the experience how to maneuver sometimes. So we're going to be creating 5 chain here. And we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the 5th one, we're going to do a single. And then chain 3, skip 1 space, single, chain 3, skip 1 space, single, chain 3, skip 1 space, single, chain 3, skip 1 space, single. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops of 3 chain, and then 5 chain again, skipping 4 space and into the 5th. So what are we going to do? If you have little markers, thank you, Barbara, for the beautiful markers. I am so happy that I have them. I was using little strands of thread. I didn't have markers. They don't have them here on the island. So let's say we're doing the first one. This would be our chain 5, okay, for those little loops that we're going to do. So chain 5. So I'm going to hook it on this one here already. And then I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the 5th one, because we are not using these 5. So we're going to do that chain on the and hook it in with a single on the 5th one, right? So here we have our first 5 chain, and then we're going to do chain 3, skip 1 into the next one, chain 3, skip 1 into the next one, chain 3, skip 1 into the next one. So we have 3 already. Chain 3, skip 1 into the next one, chain 4. So we have 4. Let me just count here how many. It makes it easier for me this way. So after we hooked in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to lock it in on the 8th double crochet. All right, so 8 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We know that we're going to do our 5 chain here, and then we're going to skip 4 and go into the 5th, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th. So we have the next loop, 5 chain that's going to go there, and then again we're going to skip and go into so we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into the 8, like that, and then skip 4 going to the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the 5th is our next 5 chain. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll tell you how many we need if we're missing any more of the double crochet. Now is the time to add it before we close up, right? So I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much added them where I'm going to do my 5 chain all the way around. Now, by doing this, and I'm skipping my, because remember this is a 5 chain, right? If I skip my 8, that's where I'm going to do my loops. I only have 7, so that means I'm missing 1. So that wasn't too bad. We added 2, we need to add 3. So you can add your third one either at the end, in the middle, it doesn't matter. So we're missing 1 double crochet to have the exact amount that we need. So I'll just add 1 here at the end. And then I'm going to close it up on my 3rd chain. And I'm going to cut my thread. And I'm just going to tuck in the loose ends. So I have 64 groups altogether. So 3 groups will have 3 double crochets. So that means 61 groups of 2 double crochets and 3 groups of 3 double crochets totals the 64 groups. Okay, just so you can get it right. Okay, so I did my slip stitch knot. Now, of course, at this point, we have the right amount. You can start anywhere you'd like. So let's say I'm going to grab here where my 5 chains are. I'm going to take this down already because I don't need it. So I'm going to go anywhere at this point and do a single. And actually we're taking the middle loops, so back loops only. Grabbing both back loops there. Single, try to hide your thread. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4 on my 5th one, single. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to skip 1 space into the next, single. 1, 2, 3. Skip a space into the next, single. 1, 2, 3. Skip a space into the next, single. I'm going to take these ones out because I don't need them anymore. So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to skip a space and I'm coming into the next one. So now we have our 4, and this is where I had my little marker. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm coming in the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4 into the 5th. Single. 1, 2, 3, and again skip 1 into the next one. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1 into the next one. 1, 2, 3. skip 1 into the next one, and 1, 2, and 3, and of course we're coming in where we're going to do our 5th chain. Skip 1 into the next one. So we have 4 loops of 3 double crochet and 1 of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and skip 1, 2, 3, 4 on my 5th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1 into the next one. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way, and you're supposed to have exactly the right amount. So count your 61 groups of 2 double crochet, and make sure you have 3 groups of 3 double crochet. Gives you a total of 64. Okay? Okay, guys, getting to the end. As you can see here, I'm just on my 4th one. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1. And I'm on my 4th one. Now I'm going to come directly inside of the space of the 5 chain and single and 2 chain. I'm going to do 9 double crochets inside of the space of 5 chain. So I have 4 with that single and 2 chain, right? Single, 2 chain is equal 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to come directly in my first loop with a single, chain 3 on my second loop with a single, chain 3 on my third loop with a single, chain 3, and on my 4th loop with a single. So now we had 4 little squares down here, 4 loops. Now we are going to have 3. I'm going to come directly into my chain 5 again and continue to do my 9 double crochets, and this is going to be a repeat all the way around. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 double crochets inside the loop. Come directly into the first loop with a single. 1, 2, 3, into the second loop with a single. So now we have our first loop created. One, 2, 3, into the next loop with a single. So now we have 2 loops created. 1, 2, 3, and our third loop created. 1, 2, 3. Come directly inside of the 5 chain and create your 9 double crochets. Okay, this is row 13, 10, 11, 12, 13. Where is it? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Row 14, sorry. Okay, meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've cut in my thread. I've tucked in my loose ends. Just want to mention to you, where we have the 9 double crochets, we're supposed to have 10 of them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Total of 10. I'm going to come in with my white slip stitch knot. I'm going to leave a little bit of thread so I can tuck in the loose ends. And where I have my double crochet, I'm going to come in and grab back loops only again. Single. Try to tuck in my loose end here at the same time, get it out of the way. So single, 1, 2 chain. This will equal a double crochet into the next one. So we're doing one per space using back loops only. And try to grab both threads in the back. Like right in the center, you'll have both threads back there, because then it pulls too much on the threads. It doesn't look pretty. So we'll have 9 double crochets here. We're almost at the end, people. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Go directly into your first loop with a single. 1, 2, 3, into the second loop. And 1, 2, 3, into your third loop. So now we're going to have 2 loops. We started with 4, 3, 2. We're going to go directly into the back loop on the first double crochet and create our 9 double crochets again. 1 per space. And this is how this row is going to be about. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. And you can cut your thread at the end if you're changing thread. I'm going back into the lavender. Okay, everyone, pretty much done. Going into row 16 with my lavender, and we have only one more row left, which is the peacock. Now this row is triple crochet. I'm going to start right where the chain loop here is with a single, just to make it easier on us. And 1, 2, and 3 into the next loop. So that leaves us 1 loop only. We started with 4 and then 3, 2, and 1 only. Now I'm going to come directly. I'm going to turn twice. This is the trip. I'm going to come from behind to the front and into the back. Take out 2, take out 2, and take out the last 2. I'm going to do 1 chain space, turn twice again, come from the back to the front, into the next double crochet to the back, and do your triple. Take out 2, and take out the last 2. I'll just tuck in after this little extra piece there of thread. 1 chain space again, come from the back to the front, into the back, take out 2, and the last 2. 1 chain space again, turn twice, into the back. Once you do plenty of these, you get the hang of it. For people that are starting, it's, a little bit more difficult for them. Okay, so 2 on the hook, come from the back to the front, into the next space, the next double crochet into the back, take out 2, and the last 2. We're going to do this 9 times. So now I have my 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to come directly into the first space. 1, 2, 3 chain into the second space with a single. So we have 1 loop. And back in to our first double crochet with triple. 1 chain into the second double crochet, 1 chain, and we continue on. So like I said, this is the before last row. The last row is picots, very simple. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so last row with the white, we're doing picots. And I just want to show you also something. You see how the pattern is? It's like turned. It's normal to be like that because there's a lot of stitching in there. But we're going to fix that with the laundry softener. Okay, so I'm going to come in where we have that 1 chain. And I'm coming into the first space, the first square. Whoops. The first square. So you have your 1 triple right between the first and the second. So the first square, not on the loops here. 1, 2, and 3. Well, my thread really came apart, didn't it? Try to hide it again in a better way. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do the picot, single, and into the next square, single. 1, 2, 3, into the first one, single, and into the next space, single. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do 3 picots of 3 chain, and my 4th one will be 5 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming in again, and close with single, next space, 1, 2, 3, picot, next space, 1, 2, 3, next space, 1, 2, 3, and last space like that. So we have 3 picots with 3 double crochet, 1 in the middle with 5 double crochet, and the other 3 with 3 double crochet. On the last one we don't do, we just do a single. We come into the space between the motifs here, single, 1 chain, and single again. Come again between the first and second triple and the first square, and again we start our picots. So simple as that. This is pretty much it with this doily. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to finish it up, come back, and show you how, whoops, 1, 2, 3, how I'm going to spray it and stretch it, and you'll see automatically all of this falls into place. Okay, so we have the 3 picots with 3 chain, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, into the next space with single, and continue your 3 picots again. So this is what it looks like. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing my single after my picot. I came in where the spaces. I did the 1 single, 1 chain, exactly like we've been doing on the other ones, And now I'm just going to close it in, cut my thread, tuck in the loose ends, hide everything nice and firm, make a few knots here and there if I have to, just to make sure that nothing comes apart. Bring your thread to the back, go in between the loops. I'm going to make my first knot here. And go through a few more loops just to make sure that nothing comes apart. Because now once we spray, we're going to lock everything in together. Okay? So as you see, it looks pretty, right? Now, I'm going to turn to the back first. Now, it doesn't have to be extremely wet. Now, this is very little that comes out of here, right? Now, just stretch your ends. And gives it a nice smell too. So when you're giving it as gifts or selling it, when your customer opens the box, once it's all wrapped up and nice, and give it a nice scent coming out. Now it's getting pretty good. Now look at that. And again, you do the same thing. Just, I mean, you're not going to pull to the point where you're going to rip it, right? But you're going to give it a nice stretch. Get all these nice stitches locked in. And then you just leave it somewhere in a flat surface for it to dry. And once it dries, look at that, it becomes nice and flat. Now it's still wet, humid, but this one's already dried. And look at that, look how nice and straight, right? Okay, let me get you my table runner. So this is the medium one, the oval. Tutorial is up for some of you that don't know, and this is the big one. Okay, so beautiful set. I want to thank every single one of you for being part of this journey. Please give a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel. I will see you in the next tutorial. All the information with the sizes and everything will be below, and how much thread, which does not take much because we keep changing threads, right? And I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves, each other. I send you much love, much hugs, and thank you once again, everyone. Bye-bye.